Okay. So let's now have the ternary compounds. So ano ibig sabihin ng ternary compounds? So these are compounds that has three elements are present in the chemical formula. So how do we do it? So the first step we need to do is to memorize some of the positive and negative polyatomic ions. So, ano ba yung mga polyatomic ions? So, nakikita natin sa periodic table na sa ilalim yung ions and cations. So, you just simply need to memorize it. But, what is the general rule? Still the same. Criss-cross pa rin para makagawa tayo ng chemical formula. Okay? So, let's have some samples on how to do ternary compounds. Let's have this one. First example is Na and then NO2. Okay. And on the other side, let's have Na and NO3. So at least we could see the difference in the type of naming. So first thing you need to do is to know the charge. So what's the charge of Na? Na belongs to group number 1. So definitely it's a negative 1 charge. How about NO2? Yung charge niya, NO2, negative 1 din. Okay. So what do we need to do? Criss-cross. Criss-cross the charges. What will you form? Na, NO2. Okay, so what is NO2? So now you would name this one as an ionic type. It should be sodium. NO2 is nitrite. Since the charges are the same, you don't need to write it anymore. Okay, so how about Na and NO3? Again, same step. Look at the charge. Na is negative 1. NO3's charge is negative 1 as well. Criss-cross. It would be NaNO3. So the name would be sodium nitrate. This is an example of a ternary compound. So let's try to see other examples. So let's have this one. Ca and PO4. So PO4 is phosphate. Let's look at the charge. What is the charge of calcium? Charge of calcium is positive 2, while phosphate would have a charge of negative 3. Okay. So, let's just follow the method. Correction pala kanina. dun sa Na. Na should be positive 1, not negative 1, sorry. So, crisscross. 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 Okay. So, what do we need to do? Ca, crisscross here, 3. Then you now have PO4. Since your PO4 would have another subscript, we should enclose it with a parenthesis. Para alam natin na this is PO4 and then 2. Okay? Basta may criss-cross ka na charge at kapag mayroong subscript, you put 2 here. Okay? So, what do we need to do? Let's check. So, how to name? So, naming follows the ionic type of naming. Just simply write the name. It would be Ca is calcium, PO4 is phosphate. So now you have a ternary compound. So let's try to see this one. Another example. Let's have this one. Let's combine iron and hydroxide. Since iron has 2 charges, I like to use positive 3, while OH has a value of negative 1. Okay? So, same rule. Crisscross the charges. Crisscross the charges. Okay? So, that's how to do it. So Fe, charge is 1. We don't need to write because the value is 1. Then you have OH. So the polyatomic would now have a subscript of 3. Still, we follow the rule. Put a parenthesis. So at least you know that this is a polyatomic ion. Now, write the crisscross charge. That would be your subscript. So this would be your iron 3, hydroxide. And that is how you name a ternary compound. Very basic. Diba? It just simply follows the rule of the ionic compound. So last sample, let's have potassium and then ClO3, which is chlorate. So what's the charge? Potassium has a charge of positive 1. Chlorate has a charge of negative 1. Since the charges are the same, it would be crisscross, cancelled out since they have both have 1. So the formula would now be KClO3. What would be the name? It is now your potassium chloride. Simple as that one.